Buck rubs are signposts, not only for deer, but for us hunters, letting us know that there's a potential shooter in the area. But if you don't know how to read these signposts, you could be setting up in the wrong tree, or worse yet, thinking you're on a prime spot only to learn that you're about a year too late. So in this video, we're going to go over 3 tips to effectively read these signs during the early season and the rut so you can be sure that you're set up in a hot spot. And the first thing you need to know is why bucks make these rubs in the first place. Bucks rub trees to declare this spot theirs, but it's not just a visual thing. Bucks also deposit pheromones on these rubs that show their social status, stimulate does, and suppress the hormones of younger bucks. Older bucks will make 3 to 4 times more rubs than younger ones and will start making them earlier. And the second tip is to look for rub lines and patterns during the early season. If you find a random rub off in the middle of nowhere, more than likely it's been made by a young deer. Young deer don't have any rhyme or reason to the rubs they make. They just know they're supposed to do it and they just do it. The only time there's an exception to this rule is during the rut, and it's on a larger diameter tree. Outside of the rut, however, you want to look for rub lines because they reveal the travel patterns of the bucks in the area. They will also help you identify those crucial food to cover travel routes. The side of the tree the rub is on lets you know what direction that buck is heading in. Deer head in the direction of the blazed side of the tree. So keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out where they're coming from and where they're heading to. And the third tip is to change tactics during the peak rut. Like I said earlier, the rut is the only time you should focus in on individual rubs. Bucks during the rut may make some isolated rubs on some bigger diameter trees. They might also just shred up some saplings nearby and make some half-hearted scrapes. This helps them to release some pent-up aggression, impress some potential mates, and scare off any competition from other bucks. If you find a fresh rub like this, you better set up on it immediately. Whichever buck destroyed that area is probably still in the area with an estrus doe and could remain there for the next 48 hours. Just make sure that you set up downwind of that rub. So that was 3 tips to effectively reading buck rubs. If you have any more tips to hunting and scouting for rubs, leave those down in the comments below. Hit that like button if you like this video, share it if you found it helpful, and make sure that you are subscribed so you can stay informed.